Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We're here with War number 7 of Season 48, and Matrix has matched up against SSx1. And we have the team today of Hood, Tigra, and Moleman. We are bringing in 2 Mystics because while Hood could definitely have done all of the fights this war, 100% he could have, I think it was a good idea to bring Tigra instead of a synergy for Hood. However, the fights that Tigra is going to take for this war, I'm going to mess up really bad. I'm going to die with Tigra more than once in this war. And for someone who loves Tigra so much, it really sucks. Right? Like, this is the only war I've brought her for this season, and I'm going to die with her twice. And both deaths were so bad. Like, both deaths are in matchups I've taken so many times before. In fact, one of those matchups I've taken on that exact node before, and it was a flawless fight. And then as soon as I go into this fight, I just completely lose my ability to fight. Like, I actually don't have a good explanation for it. It's just terrible. And you're going to see, so here we do have the prowesses to shut down the shrug off for the damage reflection. So this fight becomes a real joke with Hood. This Crossbones. And here I make a really dumb decision. So I was discussing this with my officer. Should I use Tigra? Should I use Hood? Earlier this season, I took an Absorbing Man with Hood on a different node. I should have just used him. I go in with Tigra, and I'm going to make a really dumb mistake. Like, it's not dumb because I know better. It's a matchup that I just had never seen before. Like, a combination of nodes and defenders I've never seen. And I'm going to push to L2, I think. Yeah, we're going to push to L2, bait the L2, use our light attacks for spacing, disable the mode before we throw our SP2, and we're doing really good damage. And you look at this fight and you say, how can you possibly die to this just wing? So we do the L1, counter that correctly. We're at another SP2, so I throw that. I want to pause right here. I'm at 97% and he's at 31. And I'm going to lose this fight. Now, to be fair, as I mentioned before, I'm going to die to something I have never seen before because it is such a weird matchup, like combination of defender and node, that there's no reason for me to know this, okay? I don't have Absorbing Man as a 6-star. Still, it is March 30th of 2024. I do not own Absorbing Man as a 6-star. And when 5-stars were the meta, he wasn't in the game. Which means I have no idea how any of his abilities work. Because why would I need to? He's never been a problem on defense for me before. All I know is that his modes can be shut down by countering the L1 or L2 with a heavy, and you have to alternate or wait out the timer to shut it down. That's all I know. Because that's really all that's important about fighting against him as a defender. But in this node, I'm going to come up against something insanely niche that you're about to see. So let's play the fight. So here, I push him to L2. I'm going to give him a chance to throw it. He's not throwing it, so I'm like, okay, I'll just throw L1. Whoa! What was that? He just shot up from 2 bars right up to 3 bars. And I watched the video back, and I don't have a dex on me, so it's not Mystic Dispersion. He just randomly gained a full bar of power out of absolutely nowhere in the middle of my special. Now, I do know from watching videos of people like DLL that he is immune to armor breaks, And also this node inflicts an armor break when a special attack is thrown, which is the reason Dragon Man is on this node so often. So there's gotta be something about him gaining a big burst of power whenever he's immune to an armor break. That has to be it. I don't know what else it could be. But yeah, he power gains straight from 2 bars all the way up to 3 in one big burst of power. And he throws off his L3. I didn't invuln boost here because I thought this fight wouldn't be a problem. I really didn't. But now he's regenning a lot. And I'm going to get hit right here trying to bait an L1 after my L1 because I was trying to dash back and he just caught me with a light and I was too slow and he nuked me in like 2 hits. So that sucks. You know, I've done that matchup in Battlegrounds so many times and it's never been an issue. It's always been a relatively simple fight. But I throw away a death, which sucks when the fight was going so well. Because, yeah, I could have kept trying to bait a special. I just thought he wasn't going to throw it. And I'm like, okay, my senses are getting a little low. Why don't I just throw off an L1? Like, what's the harm in there? In throwing an L1. But, yeah. So here, trying to push him to L2 so I can counter that. Works out really well. Gonna get to an L2 in a second here. I was gonna stand up intercept, but at this point I didn't want to risk it. So I throw another L2, and this is going to finish him off, but like that's such a preventable death. That's such a preventable death because there's no reason I should be playing that badly, right? There's no reason for me to do something like that. It's just stupid. And we're going to forget about that fight. We're going to move on to Section 2. We're on Path 6, Section 2. We have this Gladiator. Now, this Gladiator does have a node return policy where every time I nullify, he's going to gain a bar of power. I know that, which is why I have an invuln boost on. The invuln boost is specifically for that because he is constantly going to be gaining those confidence buffs, which are instantly going to get shrugged or nullified by my stagger. And I know how to full dex the L2. That's not a problem here. And here I'm going to throw my L2 to control power. It's not going to control power because I got insanely bad RNG on my power steals. I only got a power steal on the first hit. And in order for them not to get to a special attack, if you're already at an if they're already at an L3 when you throw it, you have to get at least 1 more. And I just got insanely bad RNG because each hit has something like a 45% chance to power steal. I just got really bad RNG. But he does go down right here, so the fight was still okay. But this fight makes me so angry. This bishop, I'm going to die to this bishop with Tigra. I'm so mad I died to this fight. Because this fight, specifically, is the one I have taken before with Tigra on this node. Also, for the Alliance War Showcase, this node bishop is one of the fights. And I used Tigra for him, and I soloed the fight effortlessly in like 35 seconds. So this fight's going to start off really nice. I know that the timing to counter is heavy. And here I'm trying to get him to throw another heavy. He is he's not going to throw it yet, so I'm going to throw one L1. There he's at, L2. And look at what this idiot's going to do. He's going to throw L2. I thought I outranged it. I didn't dash back because I thought I outranged it. I saw him throwing the SP2. I looked at my spacing, and I'm like, oh, I'm far enough away. The kick's not going to connect, right? No way it's going to connect. I'm far enough back. So I take 1 hit. And if you know anything about Bishop's SP2, it is exactly 4 hits. Which means I'm going to be invulnerable for the first 3 hits. And look what the 4th hit's going to do. Yep. It crits. that doesn't crit. I mean, I'd probably still die from the incinerate damage. But I'm so mad at myself. Like, that's such a bad death. This is a matchup I know like the back of my hand in Battlegrounds. When someone places down a bishop and I have Tiger on my team, I smile because they think it's not a good matchup. Like, it's such a good matchup, and I'm going to show it off perfectly in the second fight when I revive. The fight's going to go so well, because if you give me this fight in an Alliance War scenario with pressure on me, I solo it 99 times out of 100. And this is the one time. This is the one time I don't solo it, because I'm being an idiot, and I just misread the spacing. Because if you're that far back and you dash back, you don't have time to dash in and hold heavy. So I would have to have done 2 light attacks, charged heavy, had the power gain shoot me to an L1, and then when he dashed in, I would have had... Oh yeah, sorry. I messed it up again, but that time was because I was too far back. I was going to say... What I would have had to do was throw 2 light attacks, charge heavy, have the special attack miss, but not throw my heavy, and then throw my L1 when he dashes at me. And then the tempo of the fight's recovered. There he had no prowess, so I knew like it wasn't the world's biggest deal. If I eat the special, this incinerate's not doing that much damage. And this is Tiger's last fight. But I just need to get one more L1, or sorry, one more L2 out of him properly done. And look at this. Wow, I actually did it correctly. The way that I know how to do it. I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed by this fight. I still can't believe I died to this. It's such an easy fight. What is wrong with me? And here I realize there's no reason to bait L2 because I can just do combo into a striker. This is going to kill him, but I could have done combo into an SP1 that would have done like another 8 to 10% of his health, so that wasn't a risk. But I'm so annoyed. That's such a bad death for someone that knows that matchup as well as I do. It just sucks. But you know what? The rest of the fights this war are Hood fights. So let's chill. Let's get past those 2 deaths mentally, which I still have not done yet. They're still looming on my mind. And this Maestro, this is a rank 3, I think. It could be a rank 2, I don't know. I think this is rank 3, but this is on node 37. I've taken this fight before. It's a really easy fight with Hood. You basically just have to make sure that you get your heavy attack off before the glancing comes, but the passive glancing does not activate until 30 charges, so you just have to make sure you throw your heavy before 30 charges, and here he goes down. Really, really easy fight in 34 seconds. We're going to go on to the Gorr on node 30, no wait, 42 next, which is my last fight for this war. And recently this fight has been a little bit sketchy with me pushing him to SP3 multiple times because the full nuke doesn't work as well if you have a few indestructibles activate. But this war I get like normal play. Like this is the way the fight normally goes. Although it is going to be a little bit scary. So you parry start, or you start with a parry heavy. You do medium, light, light, light. Dash back, medium, light, 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 medium into SP2, and then you continue doing your phase combos. At this point, I can no longer drain his power, but that's completely fine. I'm going to bait the SP2 while he does not have any of his buffs. The reason I do that is because it cannot inflict any DOT if he does not have any of his buffs. So here I'm going to throw my L2. He is immune to the... Oh no, he's not immune to the power control right now, the power steal. I throw another L2, And yeah, there he does go immune, but I'm going to throw my striker into his block and then throw a heavy. I wasn't in any danger of dying if he threw that L3 because he didn't have any buffs. It probably would have taken off 30-40% of my health maximum. But the fight still could have gone a little bit better. But overall, I'm okay with it. Despite me absolutely sucking in this war, we did actually beat SSx. I don't remember what the score was. I think we won by roughly 10 to 15 deaths, somewhere in there. I actually don't remember. All I remember is checking the score with about 6 hours left when both alliances still had fights to clear, noticing we were way ahead and the war was going to be won. Not way ahead, but significantly enough that given the number of remaining fights, there was no way we were going to lose unless we somehow didn't clear a fight or something like that. But we did win. We did beat them. And we are now 3-4 on the season, and we only need one more win to make it back into the Masters contention. In the current war, war number 8, we are winning so far, but I have only taken one of my 6 fights. 1, 2, yes. Well, I've only taken one of my 6 fights so far. It is a full Hood war, full Hood Trinity. So looking forward to that. I'm actually looking forward to doing my fights in a few hours. But like I said, we are 3-4 on the season. We really needed this win after a couple bad losses back to back where we played very poorly. And I now have 5 deaths on the season. So going into the halfway mark, so like after War 6 was done, I only had 3 deaths, and I kind of made a goal to die 6 or less times. So that basically means that in the last 5 wars, I'm allowing myself to die either 0 or 1 times. And if I die any more than that, I'm going to be a little bit upset with myself for not performing at the level that I can. But my PSR is now 41 out of 46, which is 89%. And my Deathless streak is up to a whopping 2 fights. And I do apologize personally to FinTech for disrespecting Tigra. I'll do better next time, I promise. Have a good day, everyone.